X and Y are partners in the ratio of 1:1. They admit Z into partnership. He brings 5 lakh as his capital but is unable to bring his share of goodwill of rupees 1 lakh in cash. So now students, in this case, it is mentioned that Z is bringing his capital but he is not bringing his share of goodwill in cash. Further, it goes on to say that goodwill already appears in the balance sheet at rupees 20,000. So now students, since goodwill is already appearing in the balance sheet, it must be written off among the old partners. So the entry would be excess capital account debited, Y's capital account debited to goodwill. The amount of goodwill is 20,000 that was appearing in the balance sheet, and this would be written off in the old ratio, that is 1:1. So 10,000 and 10,000. Then narration would be being goodwill written off in old ratio. Now students, coming to the second entry. Z has brought in 5 lakh as his capital, but he is not bringing goodwill. Since he is bringing capital only, so the entry would be made to record capital, that is bank or cash. You might use any of these two accounts, to Z's capital account. Narration would be being capital brought in by the new partner, and the amount is rupees 5 lakh. Now students, in this case, Z is not bringing in any amount for his goodwill. So the old partners would take out their share of compensating sacrifice, that is their share of goodwill, out of his capital account. So let us see how that journal entry would be passed. So the entry would now be Z's capital account debited to, the old partners were X and Y, to X's capital account to Y's capital account. And the amount is 1 lakh for Z, since his goodwill was 1 lakh, and this would be divided among X and Y in the ratio of 1:1, that is 50,000 for X and 50,000 for Y. Narration would be being goodwill transferred to old partners in sacrificing ratio of 1:1.